What is going on, everybody? It's King Karan with another Flare content for you guys. And are you guys ready for Xaman to finally release its final form for Flare? Because just like I explained in a previous video, the way how you are going to mint your FXRP in the old way, and the old way was like a week ago that I posted that video, but now they're coming with something new, something better. Something that Flare, I see literally Flare as like these people who are creating protocols, they're creating technology that has never done before. What Flare is doing is some Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison level, but on the blockchain, folks. Because I'm going to explain to you on the whiteboard why this is absolutely crazy what they're about to do. And I do understand why a lot of people don't understand what is really happening, but I will explain it to you guys. But the old way last week that I explained to you guys on the whiteboard was obviously that you have to get the Xamen wallet and then you have to go to that F asset website. You had to mint your FXRP by connecting your Xamen and also another wallet that is connected to the F asset website. So it can be a MetaMask or it can be a Bifrost wallet in order to receive these FXRPs on that other wallet because you cannot receive FXRPs on the XRP ledger. But now it's going to be different, folks. It's just like you are going to work, right? You have to go step into your car, you have to drive there, you have to work, right? But with this, they're coming to you. You're working at home. That is exactly what this new protocol is. You're working from home while a robot over there is literally mimicking everything what you do over here. You do this with your hand, that robot over there, 5 kilometers away, is doing the same thing. And I'll explain to you what I mean with this. This is a genius protocol. That's why I say, guys, Flare is literally the Thomas Edison, the freaking Nikola Tesla level if it comes to Web3 protocols. So let's go and let me show you a tweet from Hugo right here that states the thing about Flare's upcoming XRP smart accounts, and that smart account can be PMW, that's protocol managed wallets. I think they might are using a little bit of that. I don't know if it's like fully PMW. I think it's a bit of that, but I will show you actually how this all is working on the whiteboard. But let's continue. Smart account is not just that you can use the Flare network easily, it's that you will never have to leave the XRP ledger to make transactions on Flare. That's right. You will be able to do all your business on Flare just by making transactions on the XRP ledger. This is good for Flare and great for XRPL usage and activities. Just like I said, you have a robot 5 kilometers away from you, and you're at home just doing all of the things, all of these work from here, right? All of these movements, and the robot over there is just doing what you are doing over here. It's just like you have a controller over here, and you control what is happening over there 5 kilometers away from you. That is exactly what Hugo is saying. And let me also show you another tweet from Robert. He is the COO of XRP Labs in New York for Ripple Swell. He was there with Hugo. There was a big event called Swell. Obviously, the majority of the people know already about that. And Hugo was there, and I think he made a really big impact right now, and definitely a lot of connections. And I'm just very excited what will come out of this event. I think crazy announcements, but let's see what he has to say. Excited to talk all things Examine Wallet, XRP Labs, and share what we have been building with Hugo Filion, taking XRP Fi to the next level and much more. If you're around, don't miss the XRP Ledger event, side events. They'll be worth it. So that's like an event that people go after the Swell event. But what he's actually saying is that he is building with Hugo Filion. The people from XRP Labs and the people from Xaman are building with Hugo Filion. But why not with other platforms that are also giving people XRP yield, right? Why Flare, right? And let me show you another tweet over here. Do not, under any circumstances, put your XRP in black boxes, like some vault that exists right now. You know who I am talking about, and you will likely lose it all. Flare is the transparent DeFi domain for XRP Fi. Tweet by Hugo. And just a while ago, it wasn't really that long, I did created a video. Let me show you this right now. But what happens over here when things go bust? XLR is bankrupt. What will happen? Is it collateralized? Nope, it's not collateralized. You actually give trust to XLR. Yes, you lock it up, but not in a decentralized way, just like how Flare is doing it. And trustless. You don't need to trust Flare for this and hope, pray to God, that Flare will not take this away from you. It's a decentralized system, ladies and gentlemen. It's all permissionless, open source, decentralized. But with this, you're just trusting. If this goes bust and it goes bankrupt, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with this. They might just take it, and you're the last in line that might just get it. Look at the Celsius situation, right? It was also a company providing yield. And what happened, and I'm not saying any bad thing about XLR. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. You guys can try it. But we have seen this pattern before. And there's a lot of people in the XRP community who are skeptical. And I do understand it. So now you guys know why Xaman has chosen Flare to integrate their tech into the Xaman wallet for millions of users to utilize Flare. And if it comes to Flare, FXRP. And then you should ask yourself, why are they not choosing these other platforms out there that are giving you yield? Because they are centralized. Once that company behind it goes bankrupt, say goodbye to all of your XRPs that you are locking up there. Because you are not going to be first in line to get your money back. I've seen these things before. I have seen these things before, folks. And that's why Xaman is not going to destroy their credibility to use a centralized platform. And that's why they're working with Hugo, with Flare, because Flare is trustless and it's fully decentralized, permissionless. You don't need to ask Flare to do anything. Everything goes automatically. Fully decentralized. That's why Xaman, which they've actually made the best decision, is working with Flare to integrate this. While these users don't even need to leave the XRP ledger. Just like I mentioned, you don't even need to leave your house. You're just remotely controlling that robot 5 kilometers away from you. And I'll show you on the whiteboard what this actually means and why this is huge. So guys, let's get to the whiteboard. So welcome everybody to another whiteboard session. The last time I was explaining to you guys how you can actually use the Xaman wallet to mint your FXRP. I mean, obviously you have to go to your desktop, right? I make this big computer here. So you have to go to here, and obviously you had to get a MetaMask wallet, or you got to have the Bifrost wallet, right? You got to have these because your FXRP would go from here to there, obviously, because you have to link your XRP Ledger wallet with your Flare wallet, actually. and then you could have mint your FXRP. But now it's going to be way easier because you don't need to use this. You don't need to use this. I mean, you might use the browser, but that's going to be in the app. And what is actually happening with the smart accounts, what Hugo is mentioning, is that, let's say this is the XRP ledger, right? And this is Flare Network. So every move you make on here, so they're probably going to create a DApp, a decentralized application. They're going to build something for you to make moves from here, and these moves are going to happen here too. Just like I mentioned about that robot, right? You're steering this robot here with this controller, right? With some buttons here, right? With some cable, with a cable here. And you're going to remotely use this, and it will operate here on the Flare network. That is what Hugo is actually going to build for Xaman. And they're obviously going to collaborate with each other. So you don't actually need to have another wallet. You might use a dApp or something like that. You still have to probably use not the desktop, but the website. But you can still operate everything here. You want to mint, you want to swap, you want to do anything else. Everything what you do with this controller over here, it will happen on the Flare network. This is actually something crazy, guys. I've not seen this before. Have you guys seen this before? And I don't think you guys have seen this before because this is for the first time that is happening right now. That you can actually operate something from another chain and it will happen over here. So let's say on here you want to swap your FXRP to USDTO. That's the stable coin on the Flare network. You're just going to do it here on another dApp, but it's going to be on the application. And then it's going to happen on here. So you're actually, just like I mentioned about that robot, right? You're going to operate that robot over here. No, that's a human. Right? This robot over here is going to operate things for you, and you're literally controlling this controller, and this robot over here, right, is going to do anything. Swap, buy, borrow, lend, earn yield, while you're here with your controller on your Xaman wallet. You're controlling this robot actually, and he is going to do everything. So everything what is happening over here is also going to happen over there. You don't need to connect it with your desktop and you have to get another wallet. No, everything will be on this app. Everything which will operate will happen on the Flare network. And guys, this is huge because if this is possible on the XRP ledger, imagine that you can use the same tech for Bitcoin, for Litecoin, for any other asset, for Doge, right? So they don't even need to come over on Flare. They can do everything in their own chain while they're operating this robot, and they will do the same thing, what is happening here, over to another chain. Ladies and gentlemen, this is revolutionary, what Flare is building over here. Just like I said, guys, what they are doing here is something revolutionary. They are doing things, they are creating protocols that no other chain or project is able to do. That is why my money is on Flare. Because what they are building might be complicated, right? Like you have a working robot, but you don't know what is really happening inside. And we're kind of now lurking in. Like what is PMW? What is TEs? Like what is going on with all of these things, right? These are complicated. And why are we learning these things? It's because we are early. We're buying Flare below 2 cents. Should be illegal to buy below 2 cents, right? Look at the market. It's now a little bit grinding up. But just like I said, guys, these are nothing to worry about. Buying Flare below 2 cents, it's literally a steal. And the fact that we are still early, the fact that we are learning about these techs, we're kind of more familiar with these things, and I'm obviously here making content for you guys to make it more easier. The fact that we're kind of in that robot and we're kind of looking like what chips are they using here and there. Before you know, this working robot will be for every customer. And they don't even need to know about PMWs, Ts, F assets. Everything will go automatically autonomous. That's the future of Flare. And that shows, guys, we are early in this game. That robot will soon be available for every customer, and he doesn't even need to know about these chips inside of this robot. Right? We knew about this, just like the early days of Bitcoin, right? They were very excited about the tech. And now everybody wants to get it now, right? They don't really care much about the tech, but they just want to make money. And that's just going to be the same thing with Flare. What you guys need to realize is that a whole economy will be built on Flare. And what is happening right now with Xaman is just the beginning. Because if you can actually remotely steer any action from one chain to another, and that other chain is copying the same move that you're making from another chain, that shows that it's not just for the XRP ledger, it's also for Bitcoin. It's also for any other chain, guys. So what they're doing here is absolutely revolutionary. It's crazy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I hope you guys have learned something. And I hope that you guys are staying strong because I know it has been hard days for us. For me, it was a no sleep. I mean, look at my eyes. But I hope you guys stay strong, man, because these are the times that you will be remembering later in the future. You're going to laugh at these moments that the price was this low, and then you're going to scroll the chart a little bit up more on the right, and then you see a big candle, and you're going to laugh. You're going to be like, you see, at that moment where it was down, I was buying more, I was holding, and I believed in it. And look at the chart right now. That is exactly what is going to happen with Flare and with other cryptocurrencies too. But with Flare, there is a crazy utility behind it. And that shows enough that we are early and we are ready to get through this whole financial shift. And we are going to do this with Flare. And we are actually involved into everything what they're doing because this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to change the game. It's going to change the game of DeFi. And yeah, we're going to make a lot of money from this. So you better prepare. You better get ready. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment something down below. Let me know what you think about this video. And I'll see you guys next time.